This is WSLS 10 at 6.
We begin tonight with a developing story as Bedford County deputies responded over the weekend to a property along Tucker Terrace in Evington after a call came in from a concerned neighbor.
Yeah, the sheriff's office says that they found a deceased male and female and the remains of a dog once they arrived. WSLS 10's Ananda Rachita joins us live in the newsroom with more on this. Ananda, the details are obviously scarce today. I know you've been out there. What have you been able to learn?
Well, this is a really bizarre case, and police haven't released too many details about it. One of the interesting parts of this case is why the bodies of the man and woman were found in different areas on the property, including the remains of a dog. Now, we were actually out there this morning talking to people who live in the neighborhood. Some of them told us they saw sheriff's deputies here throughout the weekend. According to the Bedford County Sheriff's Office, a deputy received a call from someone who lives nearby. The person said he went to the house where the woman and her son lived since he hadn't seen her for several days. When he got there, he found a body of a woman in the yard. Later, deputies found the remains of a dog and a man in the same area. Officials say both bodies were in partially decomposed conditions. Right now, it is not confirmed who the man and the woman are or if they are the mother and son who lived at the home. The bodies of both the man and the woman were sent to Chief Medical Examiner's office in Roanoke. The cause of the deaths are still under investigation. And the newsroom, Ananda Rachita, WSLS 10.
Right, Ananda, we move now to your forecast. Spotty showers in some parts of our area.
And other people
didn't see much of anything.
Yeah, not so much. Storm Team 10 Chief Meteorologist Jeff Hanowich has more. Hey, Jeff.
Yeah, hi there, guys. We had some heavier downpours, say, out across Charlotte and Halifax counties earlier today. Now the picture is not quite as wet as what we saw, say, this morning. Let's head on over and show you the radar. You'll notice that we did see a little more sun north today, more clouds to the south. We continue to see a few showers right now out across parts of Amherst, Nelson, and northern Appomattox counties, even out towards Charlotte and Halifax County. That's where we're dealing with some rain, and we're actually going to zoom into Halifax County and show you among the folks getting wet right now. Areas near Delilah, right along Highway 360, Highway 119, say near Williamson Road, Henderson Road, also areas near Mount Carmel Road. This is all moving to the north at around about 15 miles per hour. Not very fast moving cells, as the majority of the rain has stayed to the south of us today into North and South Carolina. Eventually, those showers may progress farther to the north over the next 48 hours or so. Salem Red Sox, Potomac Nationals first pitch in about an hour from now. We are looking at rather cloudy conditions. Might be a stray shower overhead, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be more cloudy than anything else, with temperatures starting out in the mid to upper 70s before falling into the low to mid 70s by, say, the 8th or 9th inning. We'll, of course, detail when we're going to turn hotter coming up in just a bit. Back to you.
Thank you, Jeff. We want to take a look at real-time traffic conditions with our time-saver traffic system right now in real time. Everything looking pretty good on the major thoroughfares today. Interstate 81 is looking good. 581 has a couple of hiccups, but nothing that we wouldn't expect. No accidents to report. But there is a water main break for people in Roanoke. This is a big commuter road. It's one of those shortcut roads everybody takes to get home on Starkey Road. So this is to give you an idea where we are. This is Route 220, 581, 419, Tanglewood Mall, right in that area right there. And then Starkey Road comes right on across, and there is a water main break on Starkey, and it happened at about 3:30 this afternoon, and they've got it down to one lane while crews work on that, and the word we have is that it's going to take 4 to 6 hours to fix it. So please be careful if you're going home in the area of Starkey Road. If you've got another way to get around that, there are lots of them in the area. Depending upon where you want to go, you might want to consider that. 581, as we tilt the map back, as I said, is looking pretty good. Just a little bit of a yellow condition through downtown Roanoke, and that is just the traffic of the day. And we'll zoom back a little further, and we can see that even more 581 still looking good today, and our drive times, Karen, are also looking good as we head to some of the most commonly sought destinations: Christiansburg, Lexington, and Lynchburg. 23, 43, and 59 minutes, pretty much where they always are, and there are no problems. Karen.
Sounds good. Local law enforcement agents are mourning the loss of one of their own tonight. Roanoke City Detective Lynn Manning passed away on Saturday. He lost his battle with cancer. The U.S. Army veteran served with the Roanoke City Police Department for nearly 20 years. And those who knew Lynn say he was hardworking, determined, and can never be replaced.
You know, he was the kind of guy, he served in the military, he was in the Army. He was an 82nd Airborne before he got on with the police department. He worked patrol as a patrol officer. He was the kind of guy that if he showed up at your door and you had an issue, he was going to solve it one way or the other.
Funeral services for Lynn will take place on Thursday at 11 a.m. at the First Baptist Church in Roanoke.
Roanoke City Council meets today for 2 sessions, one earlier today, and of course the evening session that gets underway at 7 o'clock tonight. WSLS 10's Rachel Lucas is live in downtown with more on today's agenda, including a grant for for the DMI program. Rachel, how is this money going to be used to advance a program that's already proved to be pretty successful?
Well, John, one of the keys to the DMI initiative is keeping consistency. Now, the success of Roanoke City Police and the community of Hurt Park and Melrose have been a work in progress for 4 years. And this $75,000 grant will help keep a heavy police presence in these neighborhoods. Now, those extra patrols cost extra money, so it's crucial to keep this program well funded in order to keep it going. So far, on average, in the past 4 years, crime has dropped 47% in those areas combined. Today, I spoke with Deputy Chief Tim Jones, who says when crime decreases in those neighborhoods, it's beneficial to the city as a whole.
We're not answering calls in DMI areas. That frees those police resources up to do other things. And a lot of those other things are directed one-on-one collaboration with other communities who may need those services also.
Now, the program was started 4 years ago in the Hurt Park community, then branched out to the Melrose Rugby neighborhood. Now, Jones says that these funds will hopefully help that neighborhood see an even greater increase in success. In downtown Roanoke, I'm Rachel Lucas, WSLS 10.
And moving to a WSLS follow-up now on sexual violence at college campuses, where we told you last week 1 in 5 women will be sexually assaulted in their lifetimes, and college-age women are 4 times more likely to be assaulted. Now, a Bedford County woman is working to bring a line of protection products to every school. WSLS 10's Katie Love has more on the company called Damsel in Defense.
A light and 7.5 million volts of electricity in this taser. Just one tool Tony Orange says could help save your life.
Because I got tired of hearing our women and young ladies being murdered and missing and raped. And this is affordable, and it's something everybody can have in their arsenal to help them.
Orange is a local representative spreading Damsel in Defense's mission: equip, empower, and educate women. Selling products like this pepper spray that has UV dye that can last up to 2 weeks, helping police identify an attacker.
It became a mission to help people, to help ladies, you know. A lot of people have been in domestic violence situations, seen too much of that.
So one of the products Orange is most excited about is this step-off door alarm. Let me show you how it works. Slide under the door and turn it on. It prevents the door from even opening while sounding an alarm.
With recent school shootings on her mind, it's a product that really hits home for Orange, knowing her grandsons Logan, Christopher, and Darren are all in local schools.
I wanted them to have something in the schools that would maybe jam the door and also make an alarm which would disorient any intruder.
A simple $10 item that Orange says can equip, empower, and educate women in a potentially dangerous situation. In Bedford, Katie Love, WSLS 10.
Tony Orange had a Damsel in Defense booth at the Salem Fair and will have one at the Richmond Fair. The company was originally started by 2 women from Idaho who are both sexual assault victims.
Moving to a WSLS follow-up now, Roanoke County Library officials say after the new Glenver Library was built, they have seen 2,300 more people in the library compared to July 1st of last year. Officials credit the change to having a teen room, a wireless internet for people to do research, and more technology classes where people can learn about Microsoft Office and social media sites like Facebook.
Maybe you have a computer or a gadget, but you're not sure how to use it. It's the same thing. We're just providing people access to information and entertainment.
Glenver Library officials want to attract more people to the library by hosting these events. Their next one will be Pretty in Pink for girls ages 11 to 17. That takes place tomorrow from 2 to 4.
Yep, I was pretty calm. Took a few deep breaths and then went.
And a 7-year-old makes a difference by saving another young swimmer from drowning at a pool in Christiansburg. We'll hear from Xander Glass and his grandfather as praise continues to pour in from town leaders.
We move now to Christiansburg, where a 7-year-old boy jumped into action to save another young child from drowning at a local pool.
Yeah, WSLS 10's Lindsay Ward talks to brave Xander Glass about that day and his proud grandfather who watched the whole thing happen.
I was at least over here.
7-year-old Xander Glass walks us to the spot at the frog pond where he first saw a child in need.
Way over here, drowning, almost.
On the weekend, Xander likes to come to this pool with his granddad, Calvin. But as he explains, that Saturday was different.
At first, I was far from the boy. I saw him jump in from the islands and the deep part right over there towards the lifeguard, going underwater and screaming under the water.
Xander says he knew immediately the boy wasn't playing around.
When he was screaming, I could see the bubbles. I knew he was in very much trouble.
From the side of the pool, Calvin had an eye on his grandson and the little boy.
I saw this little fella getting over into the deeper water, and at first I thought he was just playing because he kind of jumped off the little island. And the next thing I know, I'm only seeing like a couple inches of his head.
And before Calvin could even jump up and grab the little guy, his grandson beat him to it.
The next thing I know, little Xander just reaches over and plucks him out of the water and sets him on the island.
Xander went back to playing in the water, not really realizing what he had just done.
I figured out I had to swim over here and get the boy.
Now, acclaim is pouring in from town leaders and others for this pint-sized lifesaver.
He came over and said, "Did I do good?" And I'm going, "You done great."
It made me feel good and strong in things, which is I am strong.
He absolutely is.
Oh, wow, I love it.
I let him tell the story. He tells it the best. I mean, he was really funny, but he is going to meet with the Christiansburg mayor tomorrow morning. Supposed to meet him at 10 a.m. And, you know, he's getting some praise and acclaim for what he
great
did.
job, Xander.
Didn't have to be told what to do, just jumped into action, then just went about playing.
And he's like, okay, we're good. Let's move on to the next thing.
Future Navy SEAL, right?
Something, yeah, no kidding.
Oh my God. Good job,
Thanks,
Xander.
Lindsay.
Hey, we want to remind you about the Carlin Chronicles Fishing Picture Competition. Ladies, look at this fish.
Oh, my word.
I'm just saying, this photo now, it doesn't actually qualify for our contest because it was caught in March, which is outside the time rules for the contest. You got to catch your fish between Memorial Day and Labor Day. But I had to run it because of the sheer size of that fish. Travis Combs caught it at Kerr Lake in March, a 135-pound blue catfish.
That is a wow picture.
That's a fish caught on the Virginia-North Carolina border. Okay, for a link to upload your fishing picture, all you have to do is go to our website, WSLS.com, and please tell me a bit about how...
Good evening. I'm Storm Team 10 meteorologist Jeff Hanowich. For the most part, we're cloudy, although maybe a few breaks of clouds the farther north you go. Maybe a little bit of sun, say, up towards the highlands at this point, but that's even questionable. You'll notice that certainly earlier today you saw some sun up towards Highland, Bath, Allegheny, Rockbridge, even into Nelson County, but now those clouds are filling in. We've got some rain out across Halifax and Charlotte counties. Also have a little bit of rain out across Nelson County. That's where we're headed right now. Areas near Midway Mills, areas near, it looks like Union Hill Drive, areas near Mayo Creek Road, right along Highway 56, dealing with some light to moderate rain at this point. And I think we're going to continue to have the chance for a few showers as we head into the overnight tonight. 75 at 8, down to 73 at 10, 72 by midnight, eventually fall down to near 70 by 2 a.m. Overnight lows tonight likely getting down into the mid to upper 60s. We're going to be mostly cloudy tonight. We're also going to have areas of fog, so be careful in the first thing in the morning.
Here's your big picture. We still have some easterly flow in place, keeping that moisture in from the Atlantic because this high pressure system is still to our north and east, keeping that wedge in place. As high pressure moves away, we're going to have our eyes on our next weather maker, which is going to be a cold front. That's mainly going to impact us on our Wednesday and Thursday, bringing us better chances for some thunderstorms. And then behind that front, we're going to watch high pressure build in, and that's going to bring us a little bit more sunshine by our Friday and into our Saturday. Overnight tonight, just a few lighter rain showers. Same thing tomorrow morning. By tomorrow afternoon, scattered showers, possibly a thunderstorm, but I think most of us are just going to deal with the rain. And then as we lose the heat of the day, a lot of that is winding down. On our Wednesday, we're starting dry, and then out ahead of that next weather maker, we're going to start to see some of those showers pushing in, possibly a storm or two. And then behind that cold front, we're actually going to watch high pressure build in, and that's going to bring us more sunshine for Friday and Saturday. By Sunday, those hit or miss showers and storms are going to be making their way back in here. Jeff.
So the best chance for rain for the remainder of the work week appears to be on Thursday when we have cold frontal passage. It's also getting active in the tropics. We do have now a tropical depression that has formed in the Atlantic Ocean, not really looking all that healthy. As a matter of fact, it looks pretty discombobulated. If you're tracking alongside us at home, situated right now 11.6 north, 43.8 west, winds of 35 miles per hour. Not really expected to strengthen here over the next couple of days. Likely going to maintain its tropical depression status through Wednesday, and then by Thursday may just turn into a remnant low. If for some weird reason it does develop into a tropical storm, her name would be Bertha. So we'll continue to watch this very closely for you, but I don't think it's going to have an impact on the U.S. at this point. 67 right now, Hot Springs, 75 in Blacksburg, 78 Roanoke, Martinsville, and Danville. We're looking at an overnight tonight where we're going to have some very mild and muggy conditions along with some fog and a few showers possible. 68 Roanoke, 65 NRV, 66 Smith Mountain Lake, 63 Highlands, 68 Southside, 66 out towards the Hill City. Throughout the day tomorrow, we're looking at more clouds and sunshine, a few showers certainly possible, maybe even a stray storm or two. 85 Roanoke, 83 NRV, 86 Smith Mountain Lake, 76 Highlands, 88 Southside, 85 in Lynchburg, with your 3-degree guarantee high for the day on Tuesday, right around 85. Today we forecast 84. 80 was the actual high. No money into the pot. $370 so far raised. The wedge was really holding tight today, and I think temperatures all across the region were between about 74 and about 82 degrees, and hopefully this wedge will break soon, and it'll hopefully feel more like summer outside pretty soon as well.
Because even with the wedge, it was so muggy out.
Oh, it was sticky out there. Those dew points are really, really high. They're not going down anytime soon either.
All right, thanks, Jeff.
My pleasure, Jeff.
We want to send it out now to Appy, who is live in Greensboro, North Carolina for the preseason kickoff to ACC football. Hey, Appy.
Hey, guys. Yeah, it is about that time. I know you're fired up. Something to do over the break. Who do you think the media chose as the Atlantic Division, Coastal Division, and overall champion of the ACC? Keeping in mind Louisville's here now. Keep that in mind as well. Sports is coming up live right after this. All right, we're back live at the Grand Over Resort for the ACC Kickoff. And usually in sports, you get put in one of two categories. You're either rebuilding or you're reloading. But frankly, I don't think Virginia or Virginia Tech fit either category at all, because these two teams aren't exactly what they appear to be at first glance. Coach Mike London's 2-10 Cavs are coming off what has to be described as a dismal season, but they might not be rebuilding. They lost 5 games by 13 or fewer points, and they have 17 starters returning.
There's a level of where we are now that we haven't been in the past. Over 55 Letterman. I talked to the players about, we have defensive backs that have played in 112 ACC games. That's first in the ACC and second most in college football right now. So there's an experience level that demands an expectation of performance, and we're older, we're more unified, and you know the guys are ready to play.
At Virginia Tech, most seasons under Coach Frank Beamer are in the reload category. But hang on, they lost 70% of their offense when Logan Thomas left for the NFL. So that puts a lot of pressure squarely on the team's offensive squad.
We know how important it is to offense, to the whole team. So, you know, we're going to work like heck to get it nailed down. Basically, you know, our offense will be the offense, and I think all these guys can fit into that offense. You know, how much you run a particular play, that's probably what would change.
And the ACC media, now remember, this is a wild bunch, but they've chosen Florida State to take on Miami in the title game, and Florida State, of course, the defending national champions, winning. The Hokies were picked 3rd in the Coastal, behind Miami, who's never been to the championship game, and Duke, who, of course, won the Coastal last year. That said, we've got some news and notes and some encouraging news out of New York. David Wilson from GW Danville and Virginia Tech fame has been cleared to play, according to Wilson. We'll wait and see. Meanwhile, Dan Rivers star Tremaine Edmonds will make his decision. That is next Thursday live on WSLS. He'll tell us which college he's headed to, and he's got it down to about 4 or 5 as I speak right now. And Jeff, I know Jeff is responsible for the last note. Johnny Manziel is leading the NFL in jersey sales in this quarter. I'm sure Jeff has bought 3,000 or 4,000 of them already, so I'm not sure if that counts, but nonetheless should be exciting to see what he can do on the field, not just off the field. Guys, very interesting that Miami being chosen to win the Coastal this year. Should be interesting to see if the Hurricanes can finally get there. Guys, back to you.
He's starting to wallpaper the Storm Team 10 Weather Center with a Mappy.
The Manziel jersey's right next door to the LeBron James jersey.
I was going to say, what is going on in Cleveland? It's like Sports Center of the world all of a sudden. So.
That's the way it should be, right?
All right.
Mid to upper 80s through Thursday, then we're a little bit cooler Friday. Friday looks to be drier.
All right, thanks.
The Carlin Chronicles Fishing Contest, sponsored by Draper Mercantile.
Morning, Erin. How's your